Is the live action Lilo and Stitch any good? Well, I saw it a couple days ago with my sister, so get ready for work with me while I tell you my thoughts and opinions about it. I do want to make sure to preface this is just my thoughts, my opinion, and also no hate to anybody involved in the movie at all. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Libby. I'm a certified health and wellness coach and does a whole variety of content, so don't forget to subscribe and follow along. First, some primer. Like with anything, there were some positives and negatives, and just to get them out of the way, I'm going to do the negative first and end on a positive note. I think the biggest, so to speak, issue I had was some of the liberties they took to make this a little bit different than the original not live action, the original anime did one that came out back in 2002. They had a spoiler alert. They had Pleakley and Jumba be able to turn into humans with like science technology to blend in, and I personally wasn't a fan of that. I personally liked when they had to do funny costumes a lot of the time because they were aliens and they had to somewhat blend in as best as they can. Pleakley and Jumba's voices didn't seem at all close to the original sound that they had, like the original actors voices. And I get you're not going to always have the original, they're going to sound a little bit different, but to me they sounded a little too different and it just threw me off. I also was not the biggest fan of them getting rid of the character Captain Gantu. Like, to me, I get that the live action remake is not going to be exactly like the original, but I don't like when taking out a whole character, especially when it's prominent as I feel like Captain Gantu was. Like, it just threw me off. I noticed at the very beginning that he was not there during that first scene with Stitch at the very beginning, and I was like, hold up. No me gusta. The other two big things were what they did with the characters Myrtle and David. They didn't really have Myrtle in there at all. So like you didn't even really know who Myrtle was a person. They like had her in for 2 seconds, had like one line, didn't really do anything with that development like they did in the original. And so that I just didn't vibe with. And then David, they didn't really give him as big of a part and didn't make him seem as important. And also, in the original, he just seems like a lovable goofball. This one, he just seemed like a non-important dunce for the most part. And I didn't vibe with that at all. The one last thing would be like that I just was not the biggest fan of is they replaced the social worker, and so Cobra was still in there, but he wasn't the social worker. They had some sweet lady be a social worker, and then Cobra was always a CIA agent trying to get investigate this alien life form, and I didn't like that because like the scene with him and Nani at the very beginning when he comes to like when they meet for the first time, um, you stupid head. I love that scene, and they completely took that out. Not took it out, but like it wasn't as big, and they didn't have it wasn't Cobra. It was a nice female social worker. I just didn't like it. Now, on to some positives, because there were definitely positives. The animation, such a good job. The animation they did of Stitch and of like the alien characters, so well done. My sister and I were like, oh yes, they nailed it. I do really love the character development they did with Nani. They had her be like wanting to do marine biology, but giving up her free ride to be there for Lilo. And they had just more character development of Nani, which I really liked. And then they also added David's, I don't know if it's his grandmother or mother. My sister and I both didn't know at the end of the movie who she was, but they had David living right next to Lilo and Nani, and Grant had like a mother grandmother character who took Lilo in at the end so Nani could go to college. And I just thought that was so sweet, giving that kind of more in-depthness to the family and characters. In this one, they gave you more of a timeline of when the parents died. In the animated one, it just seems like it just seemed like they died. It didn't really give like oh, it happened like a year ago, it happened 5 years ago. In this one, they made it seem like it was in like the last year and very recent, which also just helped kind of make things more coherent. I don't know, it just helped with just the overall putting everything together and kind of piecing all these puzzles together. And they did do a really beautiful job at making this a really nice, sweet, lighthearted family movie night. And I just overall think it's a really sweet live action version of it. Just of course with having the original, you have those comparisons. I am super, super glad I saw it in theaters, and I want to know your thoughts and opinion. Did you guys like it? Not like it? What were your thoughts? Leave them in the comments. This is the final look. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.